Alright peeps, welcome back to Cavey, episode 8. And you find us hanging about in the cave of Cavey here today, while we're waiting for the water to fall down here. As it is, about on cue. Had to stall a little bit, but there we go, the water's falling. The slurpers are slurping it up. Well, most of them are anyway. What's going on here? Not enough beavers. And we've got so many things paused. Like, for example, I need another bloody 4 beavers in here. Well, I reckon since we've got heaps of corn rations and kohlrabies, it's time to unpause this breeding pod round the corner here and wait for the sprog to get born. Where is the sprog? There's the sprog. It's Ubadoo. Where you can Ubadoo? What's the first thing you're going to be doing here, wee beaver? Stopping off outside the kohlrabi house. I didn't blame you, Udaboo. Now, what I'm thinking job-wise, because I can see we still didn't have lights on over here, I can pause these farmers. I can pause... Ooh, whatever now, like. I want to keep 4 farmers on the gun. I'm going to keep them on the gun. But we've got 4 workers in here now. That does mean we'll have knee builders, though. So if naught else, once this flooding's gone away, we'll be able to make planks and cogs like nobody's business. Well, since we've got all of our water pumpers grafting away there, I think it's time to stop stalling and get into this episode proper. We started off in the cave for a reason. And that's because we're going to be devising a big old plan to sort out these water sources up here, these water sources in here, this water source up here, and this water source here. Aye, we're doing some proper water management. And let me give you a proper little overview of what the crack is there. Let me go down to level 6. So from first to last, we've got 3 water sources here, 3 water sources here, 1 water source up here, and 1 water source here. And I need to manage all of that to, you know, maybe stop some flooding, but predominantly stop us from grinding to an absolute halt when there's a bad tide and most of our ground here is contaminated. As well as sort out one of the big problems you end up having on a 32 by 32 map. So as the beavers are clocking off, running up and doing the ladder, let's start with the easiest sources here to sort out. We are unfortunately going to be demolishing this hour hang, and I think as well we're going to have to demolish this one. Objects above block demolition. Not once I whip out me handy dandy small warehouse there won't be. I pushed all the rubble onto the path there on this side. And I noticed we didn't have any bloody kohlrabies planted here. So unpaused Badge in there, he's going to come in and plant the rest of these kohlrabies. Why didn't we follow Badge in from when he wakes up and plants those bloody kohlrabies round the corner? And I was about to say that's them planted, but there's another couple on there. There's always a couple more that I forget to get planted. Alright, Bashin, you can get paused. Can work somewhere else. Maybe become a builder and delete these for us. Now, with my grand plan here, we are unfortunately going to have to reduce our croppage up here, as well as this one here, which will come to you later on. Well, unfortunately, with us having the bloody builders... Oh, we got a builder. Enroll, what are you doing, pal? Oh, I see cogs in your hand. Are you going up to the large warehouse here? Large tank, rather. Aye. Finish the large tank off. Do that first. As much as I didn't really want to do this. Let's see what I need to delete. I don't think I can delete any of this. It's far too many wasted resources if I have to go delete these, like. So let's dip underground, level 6. And see if I want to come up directly above that corner source there. Where am I going to be? Oh, I'm going to be on top of this breeding pod. Let's delete this breeding pod. We'll pop a temporary levee there, just so we can mark it off. Now, this source, I can see right now that it's directly below our warehouses. Like, yep, directly below our warehouses. Ah! Alrighty then. So we're going to have to get creative with that source. This water source here, we go directly above it. And I thought we weren't covering anything, but I didn't go high enough. We've already got it built. Well, I'm not going to delete this large tank when it's already in. Again, too many wasted resources. But that is the source that comes out the side here. Right, let's start here. Let's do this. Let's do this. The water comes out here, and you know what? This is useless. We found that out in the last episode. Be gone. We may as well get the bonus planks. Get this tank in a wee bit quicker. That's all we're waiting for now. Get those planks in there, Builder Beaver. I've replaced the single platform there. Delete these 2 bonus ones. That's 8 logs now. Happy days, that's significantly cheaper. And then the forester here, I'll be able to replant the old grapevine. But anywho, I'm stalling again. Let's spend the science points on unlocking a sluice. Yes, thank you very much, Lee. Now this sluice is going to be the thing. Ooh! I can use this to stop this place from flooding, can't I? So once that gets above 5% contamination, it's going to close. And we got it to close above downstream depth of 1 there. Now when this sluice actually blocks the water off, we need to redirect it somewhere. So let's get a levee out there. We're going to pish out over the top of the overhang there. Just do that little bit, just psh. straight out. We're going to triple platform up here, double platform along here, start creating a little chute with the help of some impermeable floors. Now, the only issue I can foresee here, it's not going to let us put a side platform, is it? Oh, is it? Ooh. Oh, no, it isn't. It deleted the bloody grapevine. Can I plant anything there? It'll let us do a coffee bush. Coffee bush it is! A bad tide incoming! Okay. Well, this is a fantastic example of what happens on a bad tide on a teeny weeny map here, and why we need to sort this bloody water situation out. We will be able to keep our industries cranking away though, so that is a canny little plus. Back to this. Let's slap a levee on there, and then let us start experimenting with our hangs. Oh, I can get over the top of the water pumpers. That's what I wanted. You know, I imagine these get bloody expensive pretty quickly. Aye, yes, that they do. So I'm going to have to properly think about this, which means putting this on a bit of a hiatus for now, and seeing if we got these up. Ah, not yet. Alright. Tell you what, I'm going to unpause this farmhouse with one worker and bring this one down to one worker as well. Just because this is the only farmhouse that can see these kohlrabies back here. And we need to pick them up straight away because the bad tide's coming. And if we get these up, you'll see why. You know what? Can I get a builder on that? Now, how close are we to the tank? Why, I will have that done in 2.6 days. Zomabad, I believe in you. Oh, Zomabad! Look at him gone! Yeah, we're gone. Hold off. Let's watch the beaver bang it away. Are you not going to do the second one at all? He has to quickly bang on the owl tank here first for a bit and get it in. Why, what a leg end. What an absolute leg end. What a... Oh, it's not connected. What? Maximum priority build that one, please, beaver. And I mean, we aren't full on water, so there is that. There is also the fact that we're not bloody full on water. But anyway, let's get a tidy little angle of our beaver builder here hammering away this hour hang. And that's the hour hang gone. You can see it upset the water a little bit because it did release a little bit more space for the water to fill there. When the bad tide hits, you're going to see that it's just going to decimate these crops here. Absolutely decimate these kohlrabies. And all of these crops as well, but you know. This is a new hole. Well, actually, because it's a new hole, why don't we pop our sluices in and start building what we can of the levee bit and all, which I believe is basically that. That's it. Now, before I forget, I really need to put some more of these on, like. Let me line the green ground there. You know what, I'm going to do the same over here, just so I can utilise all of the green ground we've got on this map. So there's a huge section in the middle here that isn't green, and I'm already covering some of the very few bits that are. But I do want those in. I want to start having beavers ready to gun. Not necessarily on the gun, but ready to gun. Are we doing this ladder yet? I think we just got the ladder in there. Ah yeah, we're starting to store water. We've got plenty of water storage now, beavers. Slurp it all up. Singular hauler. Haul it all up. I'm getting this set to obtain goods from other warehouses. And this medium tank is going to supply goods to other warehouses. And I've been thinking about these water dumps here. I quite enjoy this bit of automation that I've got set up on the stream gauge. So once we blow these three up here, I'm going to pop a little stream gauge in. Oh, the shadows are moving. Can we catch the beavers? Hey, they can. Running down all the ladders there. Look at them gone. Farmers, builders, hauler, the lot of them, all the way. And then the one coming up the top to get a little bit of corn ration. Oh, I probably messed up that zoom there, but hungry beaver here, I got the corn ration. Oh, and as well, bad tide. Yeah, we're just ripping up things here, beaver. Just rip them up. Don't even bother replanting things over here. I'll leave this singular beaver on replanting duties. And I'll tell you what, our singular gatherer here is clearly a tad overwhelmed, aren't you, pal? Look at all these berries that you need to get picked. And that's before we put the coffee bush in. Oh, I remember you from the last episode. The little hole where you can see the water source there. If I can click it. There's a better angle. Now I can click the water source. And I have a feeling that these ladders aren't particularly waterproof. So you're getting demolished and replaced with a levee. Now, to be as efficient as possible with this bad water, I'm going to do the very same thing here that I did with the water tank and set a supply and obtain. I'm sure the one hole I'll keep up with it, no bother. They don't have to put logs in here if naught else. Ooh, our population needs to increase like it just does, doesn't it? Right, I'm doing it. I'm unpausing this. Get on pause, breeding pod. You're necessary. Oh, and I cannot be having this. Unpause ye. Rip all the kohlrabies up, beavers. Get them all up. Every last one of them. And yeah, we're going to have naught going on in the old industry now for a bit. Maybe even until the bad tide. As my priority is water and food. You know what? Let us have a wee speedy up bit until the water in the newly created hole turns red. Yeah, we are peeps. This is exactly why we wanted to get these bloody kohlrabies picked out the ground. Hurry up, farmers! Get them out! They're right next to the contamination, man! And there they're gone. The last of the kohlrabies. Drying out and dying due to contamination. What a way to go, eh? I even have 2 beavers in here. Sproglet 2, where are ye? Oh, of course Sproglet 2's the one proper grafting. Ballad, where are ye? Why are you up here? Why are you up here? They're only drying, pal. They've got 1.7 days. These things over here have got 0.3 days. I'm just going to let the beavers crack on. Have you been paused this entire time, Deep Bad Water Pump? No, I just set up the automation for the bad tide. Whoo! That is a good news. I was freaking out a bit there, like. Well, anywho, now that this bit of kohlrabi's being picked, why don't we get ourselves a little bit of dynamite in there and finish designing this monstrosity, amazing bad water repulsion management system. And there you have it. I reckon you see me idea now. I'm going to have these sluices close above 5%. So when the good tide's here, it moistens all of this ground here, keeps everything nice and wet. And I'll top it off with a bit of platforms there. Well, now you get the idea that I'm gunning for. We just need to design the top here so it doesn't just spill out and flood bad water all over the map. Now what my idea is, and what we're going to have designed and ready to get built in this episode, are a couple of big old reservoirs. I'm wanting a bad water reservoir and a good water reservoir. And I'm thinking our here could be canny. I only really have one plan over here, and that's to plant pines, because I'm going to need pine resin soon enough. So if we use this level here, which just happens to be the top of these breeding pods as well, you know what, actually, let me pause these farm hoses, switch them back to planting, because we certainly don't need all 4 of them grafting. Can be bloody builders. Ooh, and sciencers and all. I'll 2 of them. And I will temporarily steal a builder to make some more lemonade, because we're nearly running out there. We've only got 30. Oh, now that is a nasty sight. I've never seen it when it's full bad water like this. I mean, I saw it like this, but it doesn't hit home like it bloody does like this, does it? So I'm thinking about TNT getting shifted about. Are you about to whack this bad lad in, Warkid? Why, I want a leg end! Blow that up! And replace it with a ladder. And this ladder is going to give our scrappers access to Dunya. And all of this lovely green ground. Wait, MiGly, you only want 3 of these running and 3 in reserve. So remember to pause 3 of these throughout this episode. Pretty please. But while we have some dynamite, let me just plant loads of it over here. Because why not? Other than the fact that I've popped breeding pods in the way and you can't bloody access them. Right, new beavers pop the bloody TNT in. Now, if nothing else, we got 13 kohlrabies growing throughout this bad tide here. We should be fine. And we definitely will be fine whenever we start turning on our food industry here. And you may notice what I'm doing with the TNTs over here. We've got a full warehouse here. And I have a feeling I'm going to have to very, very abruptly redesign this whole bloody industrial estate. So I want to at least use this, because I'm pretty confident this is going to have to go. And we're definitely going to have to use up all the corn here before I delete this food factory. Same guns with the fermenter. These cassavas need to be fermented before I delete that. But anyway, no distractions, MiGly. Let's sort out this water source here. And one of the things that's a big issue in this cave here are these hour hangs. They're arched. But let me show you. See, if I wanted to dam this cave up, I bloody can't. I cannot put it any higher than that. Look, even when I'm at a higher level, it only lets me put it on the end there. So this whole bit at the top here, what I pishes out, and there's nothing I can do about it. Without destroying the cave, that is. And I definitely want to destroy the cave. Okay, you know how I said no distractions? I'm glad I got distracted because I left all of these unpaused. And I need to quickly sort this out. There we go, and Beavers, build that with an absolute quickness, please. We want to get all of what we can slurped up. Every time we get an opportunity. And I was thinking, do I do platforms to go into the cave, or do I only access the cave when it's safe? And I'm thinking, it's going to take us an absolute age regardless. It's going to take us even longer if we can't do it during bad tides. So now that I've made sure the beavers aren't going to get the little tootsies splashed by the bad water going up the ladder there, let's extend this boardwalk to all the way in the cave. And there we have it, there's the ladders there. You're going in the cave. And then you can down further into the cave. Alright, so we've got our builder's path all the way underneath there. I love this little builder's path, like far more than I should. Oh, another quick distraction, just a quick one. Detonate! Oh, look at that pause job. Let's unpause. And boom, boom. And the sport's straight out, filling it up. Now, the reason I'm doing that is I'm pretty sure that having a deeper bit of water negates some evaporation. It was a bit of an update situation, you know, back in the day. So I can't quite remember the update word for word. We'll let us pop a stream gauge on here, and then once that's built, we'll automate this bad lad so he's not just taking a job up all season long. Right, quick distraction over. Let's do this. So my plan with these 3 sources here, get the levee out, slap it on, and then we're going to chuck some side platforms down. And that way we're taking it straight into a little one up there. And it turns out that's as high as I can place those bloody levees anyway. So what are we going to have to look at deleting here? Oh, that's under the hoses. Well, I cannot delete that. We've got this little overhang here that's stopping that. So that's this bit here. So let's go on up a level. That's this separate little bit of overhang here. Let's go up another level. And that's going to be these 2 breeding pods here, right? Get those in, please, beavers. And I really do need to be pausing some of these, like. I'll pause this one, you know what? Speed forward until it's up. There we go, nice and paused. And then when these pop sprogs, I'll delete them. Oh, and these are in already. Happy days. Ah, buzzing. Let us blow up some dynamite. Particularly these ones on the tippity top here, while the other ones are gone ruined themselves. Because all of these ones need to be blown up again. And I see we've only got 9 explosives left. So I think it's time to open the explosives factory up. And while we're doing that, why didn't we get... I was really scared there. I was like, where's me corn? A little bit of corn on the can. Why not? Fermented cassavas and all. Make sure we got the storage for when they all grow up here. And as well, make sure the beavers don't start dipping into the berries when the kohlrabies are gone. So we've got a solid 47 hours of supply there. They like now to matter. Right, so if we can't come up here, and I'm going to spend 500 science points on this 2x1 platform because it's 20 planks, 17 logs versus 24 of each if I do 2 ones. And this is a funky little platform. I have to go all the way in to press it. But that's that in. We can levy that up. And now we've got this bit. How high can we go in here and what's blocking us? Looks like these 2 overhangs here, I need to delete this one anyway, are part of this singular double overhang, which we're going to be deleting when these have popped sprogs anyway. So that's as far as I can go with that for now. Let's see if my little theory and memory is correct. If I got in here where this water source is, this one here, where the kit's hanging about above, and from here, I believe there's a little bit of an overhang gap. There it is, you can see it. And if we get the level where that disappears, so 6, so if we put it up to 7, we can see the top there. That's it there. Now does this gap match up with this hole? It does! Oh yes, me little U-turn plan. I can do it. Right, let's do this, let's do this. Oh, so far I can. Let's get me impermeable floor on the gun. And look at that. Now this water source is gonna come out, chuck a quick Yui, gun in there, and join this water source, aka this bad water solution here. So that's 1 less bloody pipe that we need sticking up the ground, which, like I said, we're not gonna anyway, because it's right beneath with storage here. So the beavers will have to get up there to build that. Let's plonk some ladders on there. So the beavers should be able to get to build that. Pop some ladders on these sources so we can get in and build that. And just to keep things safe for the beavers while we're building, we're going to build this stack of levees last. I don't want this overspilling, doing the ladders and contaminating the beavers. Whoa! Beavers unwell. What? What? How? Where? How? Surely it's not. I think it is, you know. You see how the building range extends into the water there? I think we've got beavers hanging about, milling, doing the ladder. There's not actually deal with that at the moment. Well, there is. Actually, there is. Do I need to get under there for any reason? Not for a while. Delete this double platform. Big gap. There we go. Beavers are not going to be going down there anymore. That's 2 beavers we're going to have to sacrifice when they get ill. Because these decontamination pods, far too expensive for me. Although sitting here with basically all of those items in my inventory. Is it far too expensive? Is it really? Ooh, TNT. Let's blow this up. We don't have to worry about a thing. We can also unpause those blobs. Oh, I'm blowing things up. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't blow these up as well. We'll hang about with these for now. Now, just to make sure I don't forget, I'm gonna bloody speed it up. Well, with that overhang, look at the babby. He's like, oh, this is some new ground. I'm gonna stand here while it's here. I was going to say, with this exposed, let's bloody get it demolished. But ideally not before picking up the bloody logs on top. Highest priority. Who wins? Picking up rubble or demolishing the overhang? Contaminated beaver? Contaminated beaver! You, contaminated beaver, are part of our brand new hillside retreat. Harry Gadji, do you mind being so kind and settling yourself down at the hillside retreat here? Hang on, did you just walk past it? You walked past it? No, that's not allowed, mate. Where you can? Are you going to steal some water? Yeah, aren't you? And I hope you enjoy your last night in Cavey. It should be like your mate Azraya and just got to kip in your hillside retreat. And we found out that the overhang demolition beats the rubble picking up. So if we're going to be coming up directly above here, that's this bit of path. That means that this needs to be demolished. Oh, would you look at what we got here? We got back-to-back builder beavers hammering away. One of them's destroying an overhang and the other one's smashing it in. Oh, what's next that we need to blow up? This overhang here. Demolish it. Too far from district. Oh, because it's this block here. Handy dandy small warehouse to the rescue. Hey, look, we've got 2 logs. I can't even build the small warehouse. I'm gonna be using them and abusing them. Oh, speaking of using and abusing things, I've been using and abusing my bloody wood supply. Let's get these paused. I would like to fill up the explosives, and we've got 33 hours to do that with. Look at these stanky beavers, man. Get off the ladder, get off the path. You're going to contaminate good old Tashi here. Oh, now we got the little warehouse. Oh, look at that warehouse. Let us get this bit of TNT and detonate that. Detonate those. Detonate this one. And now I can ask the beavers to put breeding pods on here. No, can you not demolish Dune? I cannot cheat. Bloody developers. Anti-cheat artists. Alright, I'll put a staircase on. And look, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to put a staircase here as well. Get these 3 things blown up. Ooh, well, look, I see a beaver with a bit of metal. That means one thing. They're getting their sluices in. Oh, yes. Back to this water solution, what this episode's all about. If we're coming up here, let's bloody mark the thing. We're kind of come up there. The water's going to spill through the barracks. We're going to have to come through here, which means deleting that dynamite. Picking it up when we got this ladder in. But I will be cheeky and just detonate that. I can't help myself. Get it out. See, this is why you don't do it. This is the exact reason why you don't do it, MiGly. Kiss goodbye to your 24 logs. Well, look, there's a little peepee window into what we're doing in there. You can even see the little building foundation for the boardwalk there. So instead of coming out above the source, we need to push 1 back here. We're already getting that demolished, and then we're just going to have to do some explosives down, and we can use a side platform to accomplish that. Which does mean we don't need the tower of levies here. We only need this big stack of levies up here. Oh, completely forgot about these 2 breeding pods we've got here. Oh, that's not too bad. We will start overpopulating very quickly though if I'm not careful. Just missed these 2. Look at that, I just bloody missed them. You know what? Speed 4 until I pop sprogs and then I'm gonna delete them. And with those deleted, we can go ahead. Plant some kohlrabies? No, we can't. It's an overhang. See, MiGly, you need to check these things when you can't just afford to be wasting resources. So yeah, now beavers, do you mind rebuilding those breeding pods? Not with a massive quickness though, because I would like not to, and not have wasted those resources. I knew yous would do it, you know. I knew you would demolish the overhang before you picked up the rubble. Well, at least you got these in here. So, speed 4 while I pause this. Did you notice the dynamite getting planted there? And yeah, for the change of this tide, yeah, we've got heaps of views. We can see this one clearing up. We can quickly come around here. See that one's just about clearing up. There's a little bit of sticky water in the corner there. And it's going to take a little while for this bit to get clean again. But for the most part, we're running clean once again. Well, with this hole here, you can get a better idea of what we're doing. And I can actually pop the floodgates up there. And by floodgates, I of course mean bloody levies. Let's start blasting this TNT, Dune. Let's pause this. Conserve all the wood we can. We've got a healthy little supply of TNT here. Oh, unpause ye, at least 1. So 1 in there, 1 in there, and then 2 for the rest of these. And how's that doing job-wise? We have a hauler, and that's not even a maximum priority hauler either. But since we're back in the temperate season, I'm going to make it so. You know, if we've got 4 beaver builders sitting on the Ross day and out, we're going to have at least 3 haulers knocking about. Oh, we still got beaver builders. Wait, what are these low priority jobs? I'm just swapping some of the cassava storage around. So we've only got 60 for fermented and 90 for regular old cassavas. So I reckon we need more storage for the raw than the actual fermented cassavas. Because beavers will be eating the cassavas and the 60 in the now. I'm changing all of these small warehouses to be cassava storage. We got 60 of it in the bloody fermenter here. Ooh, piece of TNT. Thankfully, our contaminated beavers corked it. So get your kohlrabies planted, beavers. Ooh, and look at that. We can actually plant kohlrabies here. I didn't think we could, but we can. Ooh, piece of TNT. Ooh, piece of TNT. Damn it, I moved the camera that time. Oh, no, it's a good thing I checked, because we are at the level. That is it. This is all shoot up. So this is going to be where we're coming up here. I think it's time to get the materials back from these ladders. Put them into all these other ladders around the map that we need done. In particular, this ladder here. Because that ladder there is the missing link between this pathway here. Once I pop my large tank doing anyway. Get that in, beavers! And now I think it's time to tackle this industrial estate. You can see it sits directly above the cave here. And one of the things I want to do is sever this bit of path here and connect this bit of path up here. So let's just do it without thinking. Delete you! Delete you! I'll wait for a tide change warning before I delete that bad lad. And I'll see what I need to delete first before deleting anything else. So those of you that have seen the Lemon Canyon, you know I love going underground with me power. So I'm going to get this hour hang deleted. And also this hour hang here. Which means deleting this power shaft and disconnecting this explosives factory. Once we get both of those gone, we'll be able to work on our power system here, as well as open a little portal doon. Now, can I use this portal by any chance? I'm going to spend some science points. Unlock the upward power shaft. Power shaft I was completely blind to until recently. A straight to vertical power shaft. A little something like that. And that's also going to create a little bit of a floor for a building to go on. We're going to pop an upward power shaft right here. And then connect it all together with a straight power shaft there. I'm not going to put a cross or a T there, because I want to preserve as much of these natural overhangs as possible on the Cavey map. You know, it's kind of the point of the map, you know. The big natural overhang cave, it's a beaut! An absolute beaut. And we cannot just demolish the whole thing. Minimal cave demolition is the aim of this water system. But anywho, let's pop some platforms on there. Pop our big engine back down. Connect our path all the way over there. And I'm sacrificing a little bit of green ground here, so we can get a little bit of industry. That is unfortunately the way it is, you know. Or actually, can I pop a side platform on there and still grow kohlrabies? I can! I just doubt I'll be able to grow things like corn, yeah. But short plants can grow under there, no bother. Oh, well, I'll do that. It's expensive, but it's worth it, you know. Save the green ground and all that. Right, so there's the basics of this little industry here. And thanks to our underground pathway there, as soon as I get a building plopped on here, we'll have power all the way under here. Once all of this stuff's in, of course. And what do you think? I knocked out the alley round the back, and I connected this alley further under back. The only bit that is fully disconnected at the moment, this little bit here. I wanted to see exactly how high I have to go before I can connect in with some sort of platform or something like that. So I don't believe this is going to work, but we may as well try it. Ooh, okay. Yeah, 350 science points, let's go. And pop a handy dandy ladder system on there, and we're connected back up. Although actually, could I be a bit more efficient here? Single platform run the back, our hang off there, and now we just have the ladders. We don't have that little extra bit. Path straight up like that. Oh no, I do like that. I like that a lot. Beavers, somewhat high priority, get that in. It's not... Oh, how about we delete this for now, and we'll just put a temporary little path in there, you know. Make sure we can still repopulate. Oh, and if this barrack's in, get that on. I would like all of my beavers to have a hoose. And I've never copped this animation since update 6. Look at this. He's got his broken tooth. You can see his little tongue wiggling about in there. And hopefully you'll see that chip on the left bit of his tooth there disappear once he's finished grinding away. And there it is. Look, it's sorted. Stefan here blinking, you'll miss it a fair, but there's his sorted teeth. Oh! All of this needs to be built first, doesn't it? Ian, you know what? I didn't even check whether this would work or not. Alright, I'd be able to get a little downward power shaft gun in there, and then I should be able to do anything I need to do in here, power-wise. Because I do have big plans for this cave. I'm not just going to leave it. I just need to make sure it stays nice and safe and blue like it is now before I let all the beavers in. Yeah, now let's get this maximum priority. So when we dip in the cave, we should see, there it is. The big maximum priority tab there. And I do believe builders can get working on that from the tippity top. Aye, happy days. So we don't even have to worry about building the entire boardwalk just to build the old industrial estate on top. Well, now that I have this little bit sorted, why don't we sink a lot of science points into platforms? The 6 long hour hangs to be precise. Or at least I would if I actually had enough there. Okay, why don't we settle for unlocking 4 long hour hangs, because they are the important ones anyway. They're gonna have the top of the engines, and have the top of the water tanks for the water tank stack. The water tank stack's gonna be next level. What? Back-to-back bad tide. I don't even get a drought to sort myself out here. I've got no bloody kohlrabies here now. We need to sort this out. That's... Oh man, I need a drought bad game. Give us a drought. I need to grow all of these. Anyway, bad tide panic. Everyone, rip them up. Get them all up. No more planties until the bad tide's over. Now, at least during this bad tide, we've got this ladder in here, which will allow us to pick up a lot of scrap down here. And look at that. You always end up being one short, didn't you? Thankfully enough, I can just add another one on there and make up the difference. You know what I've been thinking? The whole plan here, pop levees across the top like that, make a little tunnel, but then it's leaving this bit on the end here for, like, no reason whatsoever. So I'm thinking I spend the 550 science points on a 3 long hour hang and replace these bad lads. And there's the beginning. We're gonna get up an hour. And actually that does lead us perfectly to where we're going to go and make our little first storage tank. So this storage tank here, it has to facilitate the little pine forest down here. So if we're going up in with levels, you can see we're definitely going to have to go up at least one more. So if we need to stay at the top of the breeding pods here, I'm wondering if we could just go off the top there. Ah, it doesn't look like it's took the old trees out. Aye, the trees are still there underneath it. Well, I cannot see a problem with that. Aye, no problems whatsoever. Oh, well, that's canny. I just need to go off this actual level here. And I am going to have to save up the science points for the 6 long numbers. Look how perfectly that guns the end of the map there for this line. You know, I'm about to make a terrible decision, but I'm going to spend 1,000 science points unlocking the side platform here, purely so if I see if I can plop it there. If it takes the trees out, it doesn't. Well, I suppose that makes it worth it, doesn't it? Because I'm quite confident if I plop here, we're going to lose that zoning there. Look, no pines to be found there. Well, that very kindly takes this little arm here out to the edge of the map. Of course, we're going to have to leave a little gap there so we can fill up a storage container. So you can get an idea. This is sort of what we're looking at. Water coming in here, water coming in here. And then it drops down, and this is the bottom level of this initial pool here. And I need to pay attention to me food! Big time I need to pay attention to me food. Because we have got Nen. We're digging into the berries! We can't be digging into the berries, man, beavers. And I maximum prioritise this, but it's just not getting in time. I think I'd have more luck if I deleted the smelter here. Delete this straight power shaft. Get beavers to pick it up with the quickness. Temporarily gone up there. And then cap it off there. The beavers get that in with an absolute quickness, please. Oh, I need to have to get this in and all. At least that only requires metal blocks and logs, not planks, because planks are a big issue at the moment. Now, before we get this built, let me check. We did build all the bloody power shafts, didn't we? Aye, they're all in. You didn't want to build the engine, then realise you missed the power shaft in the middle. But the reason we're rushing to get that in is so we can get the old food factory on the gun. And we should really look at getting the fermenter back as well. And you know what? I think it's worth sacrificing these 3 bits of kohlrabies here. None of them are going to get done in the next 0.7 days anyway. And we're going to pop a bloody fermenter on here. Make this industrial estate even less efficient. That's how we do it. Fermented cassavas, maximum priority jobby. And it looks like we're not going to get any of these ever blossoms in to chop down. Big shame. Although we do have 2.8k water though. That's a decent amount of water. And here we go, peeps. We're first back to back tied and Cavey. And that's about as bad as we're getting in it. It's only 11 days though, it's not the worst, which is alright. Are these gonna pop in any second now? Doesn't look like it. These can get paused, you can get paused. And we'll come back to 10 haulers and low priority job on here. As well as unpausing these scrappers. And now we grew some kohlrabies, so we've got something to eat for now. But we don't have a lot of kohlrabies. We need to hurry up and get this bloody fermenter down here in. I mean, the only 2 things that are maximum priority are food related, so I'm just gonna have to let them juke it out. See who gets built first. Ooh, but they're getting metal blocks in here. You can see what the overhangs look like with the trees. And you can see there's absolutely no collision issues with the pines and the overhangs. Game lets you do it. Game lets you do it. Now, I've just paused a couple of breeding pods there. We've only got 1 on the crack at the moment. And with the amount of beavers and complete lack of food. I mean, complete lack of food. Have we got any of these up yet? Beavers, man, how we? What are we waiting on? What are we waiting on here? Everything. Gears, planks, logs. But there's gears there. There's a plank there. There's got to be there's a log knocking a boot. Come on, beavers, get it in. Yep, I think it's time to pause all these water pumpers and get all the haulers on the crack. You know, I'm going to unpause the food factory so it gets all of its resources in ready. And then the second this is built, which it only needs 2 more logs for, it'll start absolutely chooching immediately. And it'll turn this 80 corn into 400 corn rations. Once we get 2 bloody logs in. You know where I can think we can get 2 logs from? Handy dandy small warehouse. Are you hoarding any logs? Yes, oh, you're all hoarding logs. Right, scrapper, get paused. Empty the logs out of there. You know what, I didn't want them going in here either. These are all getting paused. Now when I go up here, I want to see a food. Where are the logs? I found some logs. Beavers, pick those logs up, pretty please. This is going to be the cassava floor. Alright, now look at all these hungry beavers, man. We need it in. Yes, it's in. Go, go, beavers, make the corn rations. Everyone's dying. Look at them. Dying for some bait. Now we need another 15 logs. How do we magic up 15 logs? We've got logs in here. Delete all of these. And beavers, get those logs. Read in there. Oh, you get paused. You'll be taking up bloody precious logs. We need them in there to burn and in there to burn. Look at our pass-through engine. It's getting power from the side, chucking it out the bottom, and spinning these cogs all the way through the cogger's shop into the food factory. By the looks of things, we still need a couple of more logs here. Oh, we got logs in here. Give me these back, and then before I forget, we'll replace these here. And since I have the 2 alongside platform unlocked, pop that there, and slap a couple of more barracks on there. For when we get run to it, of course. For when we get run to it. Look at all the hungry beavers coming to get some bait, and they've all got broken teeth. Those corn rations must be something else, like... Oh no, they're injured. I thought that was a broken teeth icon. I guess, yeah, I suspect driver got broken teeth knocking about. A little bit of excess sugar here. Oh, and the fermenter's in. They're running at 100% efficiency, as you would expect. Now, Zoddy, any reason you don't have any cassavas, pal? Surely you can just go out and get a cassava or two. You're not waiting for haulers. Zoddy, you lazy beaver, waiting for bloody haulers. Well, I'll get you prioritised by haulers anyway, so you're not sitting around digging out all day. You know, you can get your own cassavas here, you know. You don't have to wait for old mate to bring them. I mean, they will. They're a good old-fashioned hauler beaver, but you don't have to wait for them. Alright, now we finally have some sort of food production knocking around this episode. I clearly delved far too far into this whole water system in my brain, like. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, you're just walking on a path. I thought they were swimming, but obviously they weren't swimming, they were floating in the air. Now, I've been thinking about this little area here, and I think I'm going to triple here, and then we're going to gun up here. A little something like that. And then if you use your imagination a little bit, we're going to connect all of this together with a sequence of sluices, aqueducts, reservoirs, and different worry, I do have a little bit of piece of resistance that I need to sort out, and I'll be bringing you that in a future episode. This episode was all about the old build. Putting it out there, showing you my bit plan, going through it in depth. And since we've got 7 days left of this bad tide, 0 food, 0 wood to keep the food factories and things operational, why don't we do a casual little 7-day speedy up bit, you know? That way we can end the episode on a proper cliffhanger for once. Will Davey's descendants actually get to build this big water diversion, aqueduct, storage, repulsion system that's been invented? Now, thankfully you won't have to wait very long to find out, because I'll be back and seeing yous tomorrow, peeps. Toodaloo!